ways to get out of a negative mindset. So if you struggle with having constant thoughts of everything that's going to go wrong and constantly thinking of worst case scenario, having issues thinking about the positive side, then this video might be for you. So a couple years ago, my mental health was gradually declining, and I didn't know what was going on until I realized that the problem was I was struggling with my negative mindset. I had a very negative mindset, and I was just constantly thinking of the worst. For some reason, I could not think of anything good, and if I did, and right behind it, I would think of something that was even worse. So here are some things that I did that helped me with a negative mindset and helped me develop a more positive mindset over time. If you're doing something, you notice you have a negative thought, go ahead and try to challenge the thought. Pause, notice the thought, and then challenge it. So say you have a thought of, say your boss says they need to see you for work, and you automatically start thinking, oh, something happened, I'm gonna get fired, I'm gonna get in trouble, something happened. When that happens and you have that mindset, just think about it and ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this is actually gonna happen? What evidence do you have that you're actually gonna get fired? If you don't have any evidence, then you shouldn't be worried about it. There's no point of worrying about something that you don't know is gonna happen. Number 2 is stating the facts. A big part of letting our thoughts control us and control our emotions is that we believe them to be facts, and that is not true. Our thoughts are opinions, and they're also just random thoughts. If you're struggling with a negative mindset, instead of saying things like, oh, I'm gonna get fired, or oh, they're gonna break up with me, or something bad's gonna happen, instead of thinking something bad is gonna happen, think of the facts, which I don't know what the outcome is gonna be. Because you don't know what's going to happen. So the facts is you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Or you could say that no matter what happens, I'm going to be able to handle the situation. See, you have to switch that negative thought into something positive, or something that's uplifting that could help you, or at least something that will help bring you down to reality. That way you're thinking of the facts and what's actually happening in reality, not what's going on in your brain. One thing about getting out of a negative mindset is it's part of practicing. You have to practice it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to practice looking for the positive in things. So to do that, I recommend journaling 3 things that went good every single day. Every night, take a journal 3 things that went well and 3 things that you handled. Once you start doing that over time, it's going to start becoming a habit, and it'll become easier and easier. Number 4, stop imagining the worst case scenario. If you are like I was always catastrophic thinking, which is basically when you think of the worst possible scenario. My boyfriend would change their tone, and I would just be like, oh my God, they hate me. Or, oh my God, there's a problem, there's an issue, something's wrong, I did something wrong. You know, it's hard to get out of that. But if you go ahead and notice that you're thinking of the worst case scenario, pause and try to pay attention to the present moment. Pay attention to what's around you. Ground yourself. And then go back to the steps that I mentioned before. State the facts. Is this an opinion, or is this an actual fact? Look for the evidence. Is there any evidence as to what I'm saying is actually true? Or is this just something that's going on in my mind? Look for the good. Number 5, and most important, is focus on what you can control, not what you can't control. And that's something that is also something you have to practice over time to be able to understand that. And I know that's something that I had an issue with letting go of, is control, and realizing that I don't have control over everything, and I can't try to control everything. Or I can't let the lack of control affect me to the point where it's affecting my mental health. So I recommend creating 2 lists every now and then. Create a list of everything you can control and everything you cannot control. And pay attention to those things. Start realizing, okay, this is I can control, so I can go ahead and make actionable steps to work towards changing that. And this I can't control. So I'm going to take steps as to accepting what is actually happening. A negative mindset can lead to anxiety, burnout, depression, and much more. It brings you down and it constantly keeps you of a state of awareness and kind of just, I feel like this shadow that comes over you when you know that you feel like everything is going wrong in your life and you feel like everything that could go wrong will go wrong. So today we're going to jump into 5 ways to get out of a negative mindset. These are things that personally helped me when I was struggling with negative mindset 5 years ago. And now I'm much more positive, I'm much more at peace, and I'm no longer thinking of the most negative case scenario. I'm now thinking of the positive. Which of these steps do you think helped you the most? Comment below and let me know if you've tried any of these and how did they help you personally. Bye.